Corpus Christi looks quiet from the bay. Oil tankers slide past the causeway, gulls fight over a French fry, and the ship channel hums. But the street rumor says 5 crews. 5 keep the coastal bend wired tight. Texas Syndicate, Tango Blast, known locally as Corpitos, the Texas Mexikan Mafia, the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, and HPL, the Hermanos de Pistoleros Latinos. Not the loudest, not the flashiest, but they tax corners, steer dope, and settle scores just off camera. Official record versus street belief. That's the line we walk. On paper, you see ports, pipelines, courtrooms, and federal press releases. On the street, you hear prison phone calls, trap houses with braced doors, and crews that answer to nicknames, not names. Tonight we test both and let the Bay talk back. Through the eyes of locals, cops, and court files, we follow 5 banners and 1 rivalry spine. Texas Syndicate versus Tango Blast, Corpitos, for who sets the rules on the Southside and the Westside, and who eats along I-37 up to San Antonio. The rest tilt the board. The Mexikan Mafia imposes taxes and constitutions. The Aryan Brotherhood of Texas cuts in on meth routes and collections. HPL rides Valley, and San Antonio ties into Nueces County. This is not a turf graffiti city. It's a logistics town where whoever controls routes and phones controls money. File our central figure as a composite. The Texas Syndicate shot caller. Older, inked, calm voice on a contraband phone. The record shows TS still throwing long balls from lockup. In early 2025, a confirmed member nicknamed Quick received a 300-month federal sentence for coordinating meth deals from inside a state prison, with calls that rippled into Corpus streets. The paperwork spells out coordination, distribution, and the cold fact that influence doesn't stop at a cell door. Another TS veteran, known as Diablo, drew 200 months that same year for drug crimes and release violations. By spring, 2 more TS operators connected to Corpus took multi-decade sentences in a meth and heroin pipeline case. The feds called it a win. The street called it a vacancy. TS doctrine is patience, leverage phones, family ties, and the fear that the next man up is already waiting. In Corpus, that keeps them relevant even when an ID says, in custody. The stage here is built for movement. Corpus is one of the nation's top ports by tonnage, and a powerhouse for crude exports and energy cargo. Cargo in, cargo out, cash everywhere. More trucks, more trains, more blind spots. On land, I-37 runs a straight shot to San Antonio, linking US 77 toward Brownsville and US 281 toward Hidalgo. If your load clears Laredo or the Valley, Corpus is a tidy place to stage. In late May 2025, officers in Laredo stopped a pickup and found 252 pounds of meth hidden inside tampered panels. The driver told investigators the drop was a Corpus hotel. Park, leave the keys, walk away. That's a coastal city method at scale. Quiet handoffs fit a town that prefers its brand clean. If you appreciate these slow, fact-driven breakdowns, hit like and subscribe. It helps to support my channel. Now back to the story. Every crew needs air cover. A cousin at a truck yard, a compa at a scrap yard, a girlfriend with clean credit. And when that fails, alliances. Texas Syndicate has long tolerated overlaps with the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas on meth access and muscle in certain places. Not a marriage, an arrangement driven by profit and proximity. Meanwhile, Tango Blast's Corpitos clique leans on numbers and hometown pride. Looser structure, faster moves, less tax up the chain. State assessments have labeled Tango the most prevalent gang footprint in Texas for years. When real patronage shows up, it often has a badge. Prosecutor-led task forces that redraw neighborhood maps with a single press conference. The coastal bend knows that rhythm, build-ups, takedowns, and the scramble that follows. Now, the foil to our composite TS figure is fluid, because Tango Blast is a network, not a pyramid. In Corpus, they go by Corpitos, a nickname stamped into press releases and gang profiles. By design, Tango undercuts old-school prison gangs by letting earners keep more of the take. Fewer formal ranks, more flexibility. You pay your people, not a constitution. That freedom threatens TS's old lanes, where tribute and hierarchy shape everything. The official line catches up in spurts, like a 2025 felon in possession sentence in Corpus, where the defendant was identified as a Tango Blast member. Names change, but the banner stays. The model rewards speed and local loyalty. When the hammer drops, it drops uneven. 1 month, it's TS losing 2 bigs to multi-decade bids. Another month, a Homeland Security operation with local partners arrests around 20 gang members and associates in Corpus on robbery, aggravated assault, narcotics, and parole violations. Different patches, same chain. Diverging fates create power vacuums. On the street, that looks like new faces at old houses, different lookouts on the same block, and a sudden switch in who can make a phone call disappear. Set piece 1, the Syndicate's long arm from lockup. A prison phone lights up, meth moves in the free world. Inside a Texas unit, a TS member nicknamed Quick lines up local dealers in Corpus. Outside, the market hums beneath port sirens. The indictment outlines a contraband phone cell that turns ounces into pounds, loyalty into leverage. Transactions meet at parking lots off Spidey and in dim garages behind braced doors. Runners speak in code and keep cash tight to the body. The risk is simple. You're not even dealing with a free man. When sentencing lands, 300 months tacked onto existing time, the message is clear. You can silence a voice, but routes rarely die. Another hand will hold that phone tomorrow. Official record cuffs the man. Street reality watches the lane. Set piece 2, the Mexican Mafia and the dime. Doors braced, cameras rolling, money skimmed up the ladder. The Texas Mexikan Mafia ran houses in Robstown and Corpus with reinforced entries, security systems, cash, and dope. Profits flowed upward in a 10% tithe called the dime. In court, agents described trap houses like chess pieces. Who stalks? Who guards? Who collects? Who enforces? The organization carries a constitution read aloud in more than one courtroom. Pay the tax. Obey the program. Answer the call. It's less glamour, more grind, shift work with pistols on the counter, and a ledger that never truly closes. The quiet truth across years of cases is that names change, but the business model endures. Houses, tithes, routinized fear. You take one cell down, and another cell flips the angle. Backstory break. While TS and Corpitos jostle, a white power crew burrowed in. The Aryan Brotherhood of Texas ran a racketeering and meth conspiracy through the mid-2010s. In Corpus-anchored cases, 16 people were ultimately convicted. One leader, nicknamed Silver, received 292 months. The first boulder rolled downhill in 2017 with a large indictment that read like a census of a subculture. Wheels, majors, soldiers, and their day-to-day work in dope and violence. Years later, veterans say ABT keeps a quieter pulse, fewer visible banners, more phone trees, and personal ties. The lesson remains: when profit beats politics, cross-patch arrangements happen in the shadows. Retaliation here is more message than spectacle. In Corpus, send-offs are whispers. A torched clunker near an empty field. A door splintered when the man wasn't home. A pointed absence at a cookout because someone didn't pay. Warnings, not headlines. The port city's brand is commerce, and crews understand the assignment. Keep the brand clean. Work after midnight, out of frame, and often without a news write-up, meaning over mess. Power without parading it. Now the 5 banners in clearer focus. Texas Syndicate keeps a disciplined posture. The 2025 sentences say the parts still move, even when leadership sits behind razor wire. Tango Blast, Corpitos, leans into decentralization and hometown energy, a swarm model that's hard to choke. HPL rides South Texas DNA, pistoleros with Valley and San Antonio threads, occasionally surfacing in federal roundups that name Corpus defendants and send cases across divisions. The Mexican Mafia brings doctrine, taxes, ranks, rules, and trap houses operating like franchises under pressure. The Aryan Brotherhood of Texas intersects, where meth is the lingua franca and violence is a service, not a spectacle. Paper trails reshape the map. For TS, 2025 brought heavy blows. Quick, Diablo, and others hitting multi-decade marks. For the Mexican Mafia, the trap house era translated into long terms. For lieutenants and captains years earlier, with later cases reinforcing that the model persists even as personnel turnover. HPL took a visible hit in a 2017 South Texas action that included Corpus names. Outcomes varied by defendant, but the brand still echoes along US 77 and the old corridors. Meanwhile, enforcement surges keep filling gaps. January 2025 brought a gang-targeted operation in Corpus that reshuffled neighborhoods overnight, and later sweeps repeated the tactic. Arrests are not convictions, but every sweep forces crews to move phones, houses, and habits. Each move leaves another breadcrumb for the next task force. In a logistics town, reinvention doesn't look like a memoir. It looks like a welder's job on the port, a cousin's roofing company, a parole officer who actually answers, and a grandmother who refuses to let another nephew sleep past noon. Looks like a CDL class in a strip mall classroom, a guy selling plates at the flea market instead of running them, and someone quietly deleting old numbers from a cheap phone. Some age out, some hand the jersey down. The legacy is a coastline that rewards movement. New LNG trains rise, tonnage records fall, lanes grow smoother, opportunity cuts both ways. As of late 2025, 5 banners still cast a shadow over the coastal bend. Texas Syndicate, Tango Blast, known locally as Corpitos, the Texas Mexikan Mafia, the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas, and HPL. Cases open, sentences ongoing, alliances elastic. The official record shows pressure. The street belief says the phones still ring. Court dockets swell, mugshots rotate, and yet the same initials keep circling back through affidavits and rumor. Between port lights and pipeline hum, Corpus stays working, legit and otherwise. Remember the big picture. This city is not ruled by murals and headlines. It's shaped by routes, phones, and quiet favors. A tanker turns in the ship channel. A pickup slides off spy ID. A food truck sets up on a corner that used to stay dark. Somewhere, a door is braced from the inside. And somewhere else, a crew kills the porch light, steps out into that salty night air, and goes back to work. For more stories, make sure to like and subscribe to stay updated. Thanks for watching.